Okay, I'll go first then. I'm gonna go with an indie title that was developed. Let me just check the name of the developer. Super Pixel Games. It was released last year in 2021, and the name of the game is Legend Bowl. It's a football game that it's inspired by kind of like the old school 8-bit and 16-bit like Tecmo Bowl games, for example. Um, so it has like sprite based 2D graphics, but the game is actually even though it looks simple, it's actually very in depth. Like you can really get into the statistics. You can do traits in your with your football team. Each player has stats and all that, so you can play it casually if you want, but at the same time, it does offer like a lot of depth for football fans, American football fans. The game being indie obviously doesn't have the capacity to secure the NFL license, but since it's out on Steam, there are mods obviously, and that's what I did. There's a mod out there that you can download, and you can patch the NFL teams with their logos and uniforms, and actually the actual players. So it's pretty fun. It has very I guess accurate stats. The better teams have the better players with the numbers, and the numbers matter. Fast running backs or receivers and whatnot. So it's a really fun game. It's very in depth. You have a great playbook. Different plays. You can choose running plays, shotgun, play action. Very in depth. It's almost like a Madden, like a retro version of Madden, if you will, and it's pretty fun. A little bit on the challenging side. I haven't played it as of recently, but I was the exploit that I found was running plays, kind of like running on the outside, and it's funny because today when I checked kind of like the website for updates, they actually patched that because people were just exploiting the outside runs to score on the AI. But it's a very challenging game. Even like kicking field goals was like really really tough. But yeah, I played a good amount a season. You can do a franchise, you can play a full season, and that's what I was doing. I got sidetracked, but I was doing a Tampa Bay Buccaneers season with the game, and I got the hang of it. And yeah, I don't know, it's pretty fun, and I guess dedicated to those that enjoyed the old school football games like Tecmo Bowl, or even the old school Madden games of NES and SNES era.
Yeah, I'm
Legend.
watching it right now. I was gonna say this reminds me of if Tecmo Bowl just kind of kept going. This is this is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It has a lot of positive reviews, and again, you can make it as casual as you want. You can just play against the AIs like single games, or if you want to go full blown statistics, in depth, you can do the franchise mode. Download the mod to patch real NFL players and statistics and all that. And even without patching the game offers like kind of like fake teams, and each team has their own stats and whatnot. So yeah, it's a pretty fun game, and it does take advantage of the modern PCs, I guess, because the even though the graphics are retro and 8-bit or 16-bit looking or whatever, the game does have pretty good like sound effects and announcers and all that. So yeah, it's a pretty fun title if you guys are into football. I think it's worth a shot.
I am not into football, but I'll watch it if it's on. I had a reaction to that. I guess
Just drop my,
I
my
offended.
Coke.
I offended Alex when I said I'm not into
I
football.
can't drop my Coke. I can't open my Coke for the rest of the episode. It's gonna
What have I done?
blow up.
I'm just speaking my mind. No, I'm joking. No, I'll watch it if it's on, and I can get into it. But part of my problem with football video games is that I find they're really complex, and I never just get the gist. Like passing the ball to multiple players, which player am I controlling? Do you and you said this is challenging. Do you think this is approachable to somebody who is intimidated by football games?
I think it might be, yeah, because there's really no arcade option or casual mode, if you want to call it that. You can drop down the difficulty, which gives you more time, to throw the ball, or the AI is not as aggressive. I one thing that I do when I play my sports games is I like some sort of level of realism. Like, I don't like winning every game by like a blowout. I don't mind losing games. I want a challenge from the AI basically. So I am playing on the normal. I think there's like five different difficulty modes, and I'm playing like in number 3, so it's a little bit above normal difficulty. But yeah, I don't think it's too approachable if you're looking for something to ease your way into it. But yeah, it's you have to be familiar with playbooks and passing types of plays and all that, how to read a playbook, what are your wide receivers doing. And to add to the complexity, the game does offer the capability of running hot routes, for example. Like, if you see the defense setting up in a particular way, you can change your wide receivers routes, or you can call audibles and things like that. So yeah, it might be a little bit too in depth if you're just looking to get your feet wet.
Do you think there is a good game to get your feet wet with the genre?
Probably arcadey, or like arcadey type of games like NFL Blitz, maybe. I haven't played them in a while, but they were definitely more like simple, more NBA Jam type of, arcade, all out action. But I can't think of any other football franchise that's kind of like that these days.
Okay.
You buy the NFL Blitz one-up arcade cabinet. Jesus, recently they were like just ads on those for like YouTube, and like I hated it because I'd be watching YouTube and I'd be like, it'd be on my phone while I'm doing something else, and then I'd be like, NFL Blitz is back. I'd be like, pass me the ball, bro. And it's like every fucking ad, and I'm just like, stop.
Wait,
I love that.
so
Pass me the ball, bruh.
The ball, bro. That's what it says every time.
so is this like a new NFL Blitz game, or just the old one?
I think it's just one of the old ones that they put like the one-up arcade cabinet. But you just said NFL Blitz, and I just had war flashbacks to that ad.
Okay.
Back to Legend Bowl. You said that you're using the PC mods to give you a couple more team options. Is that right?
Yeah, just to have the NFL teams in there. So, the Bucks have their, Buccaneer logo, and the players, Tom Brady is there, Mike Evans, whatever. So every single team has their own logo, uniforms and whatnot.
Do you find that the base game is good enough for players looking for a standard retro style modern football game?
It should be. I mean, it does have like fake teams. I went straight to the mods. Like, I bought the game, downloaded the mod, and installed it. But I did play a couple years ago Super Mega Baseball 2 on the PS4, which is same deal. It's by a smaller developer, and they have fake teams. No mods on the PS4, obviously, so I had to play with the fake teams. And Super Mega Baseball is similar to Legend Bowl in the sense that even though the game looks kind of like arcadey, you can get very in depth with the play calling and the stats, the players and whatnot. So yeah, I think playing Legend Bowl without the NFL mod it's just as fun.
Do you think there's a big market for like indie developed sports titles?
I think so. I think sports games in general are very popular. I know they may not be popular in our community here on YouTube, but out there, they're very, very, very famous. And unfortunately, there's a monopoly out there with licensing that I think they're gonna be soon be doing something about it. FIFA is locked with EA Sports, same thing with the NFL license. So I think they're trying to open it up a little bit more. Back in the day, early 2000s, for example, they used to have the Madden games and then the NFL like 2K or whatever. So there was a little bit more competition. I think once the licenses are handled by one company, they tend to get a little bit lazy. They don't have competition. They don't have that incentive to make a better game every year. So hopefully that improves. But I think indie developers, I mean, they have a lot of creativity. They're very talented. I think every year they just get better. I mean, you see all these indie games, whether it's sports games or platformers, first-person shooters. I mean, it's incredible how the quality of indie games has just gone up a lot. So I think, yeah, there's definitely a market for more sports games.
Yeah, I think that's really, it is kind of an undervalued genre in our community, but like some of those arcadey, like retro sports kind of games are fun. Like I played a Neo Geo one recently that was fun. You talked about Windjammers on your channel, which sounded fun from your description. And I mean, this clearly sounds like another field goal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I actually almost picked Windjammers 2, which was released earlier this year, I think. I almost picked that one to talk about in this episode. So, but decided to go with the traditional football.
I'm noticing that it looks like it has some managerial elements to it. Is that the case? Like you can, I'm looking at just from screenshots and stuff, and it looks like you can pick like the prices of concessions and stuff. Is that part of the game?
Yeah, the better you do, the more money you get. You can upgrade your stadium. Like you can get pretty in depth. You can trade players, do a dynasty. Yeah, it's again, it has it looks like a very basic football game based on the 2D sprites and whatnot, but it can get you can get very in depth if you play the franchise mode. If you don't want to, you can just play a regular preseason game 1-on-1 against the AI. But again, if you really want to dig into it, you can.
Do you play that? There's like a Madden. There's a version of Madden that's like just the like managerial stuff. Do you get into that kind of sports game?
Yeah, I haven't played Madden like seriously for maybe a couple years. I typically play FIFA all out. Like I trade players, I scout players. I like playing the franchise mode where you pick a middle tier type of team and then you slowly make your way up. You make more money by winning championships. Then you can buy like players from different leagues and stuff. Yeah, I tend to do that a lot in sports games. I like to getting into the managerial aspect. I don't know, it's fun. A lot of people think it's boring, but there's more to just, for example, playing FIFA, scoring goals or whatever. I like the scouting players and trading for players, making more money to buy better players and so forth. So hence why every year I sink a lot of time into FIFA and other sports games.
Very cool.
Sports.
Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe to them button mappers.